I have a little bit of Boy Scout in me, and I like to be prepared. There's a few things that I take with me on every flight. I'm gonna share those with you, and I want you to put a comment down below and tell me what you have to have in the airplane with you when you go fly. You guys come along and check it out. Hello fellow aviators, Matt Farrell, the Flying Salesman. Thought I'd do a little bit different video in the hangar today. I want to show you guys some of the things that I carry with me when I travel. You guys know that I use the airplane as my company car, and I travel all over the country calling on Aeromock's great customers. I go see airplane mechanics, fleet operators, and all different types of aviation customers that can use our products and services. When I go, there are certain things that I like to have in the airplane with me that I feel like are essential. So this is going to be my everyday carry in the airplane. You guys do me a favor and put a comment down below and share with me some of the things that you feel like are essential for you to put in the airplane with you when you travel. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna put a copy of the thumbnail right here of the video that I made of how I film inside the airplane. So we're not gonna touch too much on the film equipment that I carry with me because I've made that video already. Some of the essential pieces of equipment that I do carry with me though are my iPad and an iPhone. I use ForeFlight. You've seen me use that in numerous videos, and I have the iPhone as a backup to the iPad. I think it's essential to have two sources. I don't carry paper charts anymore, but I do like having that iPhone as a backup in the event that this is a failure. So I do like having that redundancy. Something else that you guys don't see in my videos, I don't carry a knee board, but I do use a full-size clipboard, and I lay this across my lap. My checklist goes right on top of this, and also obviously a pen for writing my clearances and my notes. Write down my times for my attack time when I start the airplane and that sort of thing. I tried a knee board once upon a time, and I just couldn't keep it up on top of my leg. It wanted to roll off one side or the other, and this has worked really well for me for a lot of years. I've had this particular clipboard. I think this is the second one I've had. I wore the first one out, and I've been using this for about the last 20 years. So I really like that system, and it works well for me. I also like it when I did use paper charts. Maybe you guys are out there flying around with paper charts. It gives a nice wide place for you to put your hand, put your chart, and make notes on your chart when you need to as well. So if you got room and that's comfortable for you, you might consider doing that. Something else that I do that's part of this program is I carry these sleeve protectors. You can see this is my Oshkosh General Aviation Parking sign that I'll use again this year. I also keep the approach plates for my home airport in these binder sheets. This is really handy just to have a paper backup in the event that you're in a uh-oh kind of moment and you need to get home. So I print those out and keep the approach plates current for my home airport, and I keep those here in these clear plastic sleeves as well. So a couple of small little things to kind of keep me prepared that I like to have in the cockpit with me and help me stay organized. From there we get into kind of some of the housekeeping items of the airplane. You guys know that we distribute for Jetstream Aviation Products out of McKinney, Texas. They're a sponsor of the YouTube channel. Philip and Cody, really appreciate your support. PlexiClear is something that I take with me everywhere I go. The windshield is always getting dirty. We get bugs on the windshield here in Louisiana. It's nice to keep this in the airplane and keep the windscreen clean and free of bugs, help you see outside, and also get those real pretty shots of me coming in on approach. When you're using this product, you always want to use a new microfiber towel. So I keep a supply of microfiber towels in the baggage compartment, and that way you can always have a fresh, clean towel. If you ever drop one of these on the ground, discard it or put it in your oil rag pile or something like that. Never pick one up off the ground and wipe your windshield with it. So protect these, make sure these stay in a plastic bag, use them brand new, and after they get a few uses on them, go ahead and get rid of them and change them out so you don't get those micro scratches on your windshield. But the Jetstream PlexiClear is a great product. Does a fantastic job of keeping the windscreen clear so we can see outside and spot that traffic more easily. Another housekeeping item, an extra quart of oil. I'm very fortunate that the 210 really doesn't burn any oil, but I always keep an extra quart on hand just in the event that we need it. Or maybe one of my buddies that I'm flying with or somebody on the ramp and they need a quart of oil. I don't mind sharing that with them, but I do always keep a quart in the airplane. The other thing to go along with that, I have a long stem funnel. This just makes it easy to add oil to the airplane. There's a lot of makeshift oil filters, thumb over the end, paper, funnels and all that sort of thing. But this is just a very nice to have. It's set up very easy to go down in the airplane. It's long, it's skinny, it just fits and works really well. So another item that I have, this was a promotional item that I picked up a number of years ago, and it's just a mini chock. A lot of ramps I pull up to, I'm not staying very long. I can jump out, I can throw this underneath the wheels and know that my airplane's not going to go anywhere, and it's ready there and safe for me to come back to and ready to jump in. So this is really handy. I've always enjoyed keeping this in the airplane. It's not very big. It's really easy to stow behind the seat and makes it just really convenient. So I really like that mini chock. In the same vein, a lot of the places you're going to travel to, because I never really know where I'm going to wind up or what airports I'm going to wind up going through, a set of tie-downs. This is from a company called Slide-Downs. Sal is a really great guy. He's going to be at Oshkosh this year, so if you're going to Oshkosh, go by his booth and check it out. These are a great product and a great way to tie your airplane down. They're very convenient and makes it really nice. Most airports are going to have an area to tie down on with the ring set in the concrete, but a lot of times they maybe have not maintained their tie downs. So having a set of slide downs in the airplane makes that nice, knowing that your airplane is secure and going to be safe overnight when you store it. Something else that I carry with me is what I call my airplane go bag. This is just a simple double headset bag, and I do have an extra pair of headsets in it. But one thing that's nice about it is I keep a few essential tools in it and I keep this within arm's reach in the airplane at all times, because you never know what you're going to need and what situation you're going to get into. First and foremost, I have a Leatherman tool, just a simple pair of pliers. A story was shared with me about an airplane owner who was actually switching his fuel, and his fuel selector arm broke, and he had no way to change his fuel, and his fuel was stuck in the off position. These airplanes we're flying, they're almost 50 years old. Everything is kind of brittle and you know, can have issues from time to time. So a simple tool like this can really be a lifesaver in the event that you have something that you need to tweak, turn, or something like that. So I consider this to be an essential piece of equipment. I have just a simple mini Maglite flashlight. It's got the red lens on it, so if I need to use that at night, I have it available to me. And then the other thing that I have on here is I have a pocket knife. I'm a pocket knife guy. I usually have one on my person, but I always make sure I keep an extra in my go bag, my airplane go bag, for that as well. So this is really great that I can throw everything I need into it, jump out of the airplane and go maybe into another airplane and fly it, or just go to the hotel and be ready to roll for the next day. It's got my E6B in it. It's got a copy of my weight and balance in it. So everything is right here in one small bag and ready for deployment. For passenger comfort, I carry one of these little folding stools. Passengers getting in and out of the airplane, there is a step on the co-pilot side of the airplane, but that's not always convenient. It's one step, and then you have to make sure you hit that step with the correct foot to get into the airplane. Having this little step stool right outside the door just makes life really easy for people who are not getting in and out of the airplane every day. And so this is just a little creature comfort that my passengers really like and enjoy. It folds up and stows out of the way, and it's really compact. So that's something that I keep in the airplane for passengers that come along with me. Of course, when I travel, I have our brochures. I carry, Aeromock Wilco brochures with me. I want everybody to know, who I work for, what I do, what services we offer. And then, of course, along the way, I have our promotional materials for the companies that we work for. A lot of people are going to be interested in Concorde batteries and some of the offerings they have, Wheeling Aerospace Technologies. People are going to be wanting to know about Rapco brake parts or Rapco pumps. And so I'm going to have those promotional materials with me as well, so that I can answer your questions, put those in your hand, and you can share those with your customers as well. So I've got to keep those materials in the airplane all the time, along with business cards and anything that I need to share with customers at any given time. Something else I keep in the airplane at all time, I like to keep about a 6-pack of water. It's good to stay hydrated on these trips. If you're a pilot and do long cross countries, you know there is a balance between water in and water out, so you got to be careful about that. But it is good to carry fresh water with you and at least have one bottle with arm's reach at all times. I've been fortunate enough that I've taken a mountain flying course in my career, and I went out to Colorado and spent some time with an instructor flying around Colorado and talking about some of the things that we're going to need in the airplane when we're doing mountain flying. And that's where a lot of this kind of comes from, and why you also hear me say keep it within arm's reach, because in the event that we have an off-site landing and the airplane is disabled, maybe I'm in a position where I'm not able to move around as well as I want to, having some of these things within arm's reach is going to make life a whole lot better in the event that you have an off-airport landing. So that's why I mentioned having things kind of close at hand, so that in the event that you're stuck in the airplane, can't get out of it, that you have some of these essential items readily at hand and available to you. The same thing goes for your cell phone. You need to put your cell phone in a place where you can get to it in the event after an off-site landing. So if it's flying around in the cockpit, winding up places and you don't know where, that can be a problem, and that can adversely affect rescuers' attempts to get to you. So think about that too, where you store your cell phone. I like to keep mine in my pocket. If I don't have it in my pocket, I have it here on my clipboard so that it can go in my pocket if need be. The last thing that I carry with me is I carry a pretty robust first aid kit. That's what's in here. I have everything in here from Band-Aids for little paper cuts to anything more severe. Like I said, I'm a little bit of a Boy Scout when it comes to being prepared. You know, I've got Advil in there. I'm allergic to bee stings. I've got an EpiPen. I've got Benadryl and those sorts of things. So it's a very well stocked, and it's something I like to have on hand, and it gives me comfort knowing that I'm prepared for any type of medical emergency with all my gear. I am a 2A guy. It's not something I talk about on the channel, but I feel like that it's something you guys are kind of interested in. So I'm a Glock guy. I carry a Glock 19. I carry appendix carry if that matters to you, if you want to know. These airports that I go to, they're not always in the best neighborhoods. I do like having that protection for myself. I'm a self-sufficient kind of guy. I don't believe in depending on others to take care of me. I think that's my responsibility. So I am prepared for that. So this gives you kind of a good overview of the things that I like to keep in the airplane that's got me prepared for operating the airplane, it's got me prepared for meeting my customers, and got me prepared for the end of the day to get to the hotel and back and move around the city and do the things I need to do when I travel. So I hope this helps you out. I appreciate you guys coming along, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.